So in this video I'd like to examine the new warheads and the new launchers that the game added in the patch. Okay, I'll start with the solid ones. The first one is the RPG-22. It's a 72.5mm one-shot disposable anti-tank grenade launcher. Okay, so it's a quick one. And the first test will be against the only heavy armor, or the heaviest armor that the American side has, which is the LRV-25. And I'm going to aim for the engine block, which is on the left front of the vehicle. Okay, it's similar to the American LAW. You have ranging holds. The ranging is 50 meters, 150, 250. So it's relatively short range compared to the RPG-7. So we're aiming at the engine block. Okay, I'm going to equip the RPG-7 and use all the available launcher tabs. Comes preloaded with a 70mm. That's the one that was already in the game, which is this one. And then there's the 93mm and the 105. Okay, for this one I'm going to aim a bit lower. I'm reloading the 93mm. You can see the warhead is bigger than the other one. And the last one is the 105. Now this one has slower ballistics, so I have to aim a bit higher. Okay, let's examine the armor-piercing capabilities. Okay, so that was the disposable one. And the warhead is, I think it was at 72.5. You can see here it goes into the engine block. See, the engine compartment is on this side. You can see it because it's the dead vehicle variant, because I destroyed it. So it's the line is approximately here. So it goes into the engine block, completely destroys the engine block. The vehicle catches fire and eventually burns out and explodes. Now, as far as crew protection, some fragments got through the engine and reached the rear side. So the engine block has some capabilities to stop most of it. Okay, now let's take the classic RPG. That's the normal warhead we had before in the game. Approximately similar impact. You see here, almost everything is stopped by the engine block when it comes out here. Now, I'm not sure where the engine block, if it's one solid thing or if there's subcomponents that have different capabilities. In terms of warhead size, it's pretty similar to the 70. So it's probably not a better warhead than the 70mm RPG-7 one. I think its main feature is that it's disposable and more portable, because you only have one shot. You don't have to carry the entire system like the RPG-7. And you can throw away the rest of it. Okay, now we look at the 93 one. Again, similar impact point into the engine block. Because most of it got stuck in the engine. Now some of it fragmented, but it could be just random chance that some of it fragmented more like that, and nothing came out on the right. So far all of them have pretty similar effects on the vehicle. I think it's just a difference in whether the vehicle, how quickly it burns down. But most of the crew that's behind it probably survived the initial impact. But that's the AP one. Let's see what that can do. I'm not sure if that impact point means it's the warhead impacting. I'm not sure if it takes into account the warhead impacting, that's perhaps the center of the projectile, or if it impacts here because of some collision issue or something. And it appears there's like a lot more fragments in that warhead. Or am I just seeing it wrong? It could be similar amount, it just looks different. Okay, this one goes in. Engine block. And it's difficult to see, but I think of that one, more fragments made it completely through the engine block, which could be expected because it's armor-piercing thing. Okay, so that was the AP test. Okay, let's go back. Let's look at the data of the different things. So after here, 72.5. This one, the VM, Notice you have 500 meters range and 2 kilo warhead. Now this warhead is 93, 300 meter range, it's shorter range. Also heat and 2.6 kilos. Notice the range is lower. I think the projectile is heavier, and I think they have the same rocket motor behind it, which means they have to carry more weight and don't have as much range. Then you have the big one. Notice here, it's the only one that has the AP icon next to it. 105mm VR warhead, 200 meters range. And I think it also flies much slower. Notice here, 4.5 kilos. That's a much heavier warhead. Now, for this next test, I was wondering, the first I expected when I saw the warheads without reading the description, I noticed there was no specific anti-personnel warhead, because I was hoping for some type of thermobaric or fragmentation-loaded whatever warhead, but there's nothing of that in the game. So I thought, what if I test that against infantry and see what happens? Okay, so I'm going to take one of those launchers, take a backpack, and take the heavy warhead. I'm going to swap out the warhead for the heavy one. Okay, so I placed infantry targets in front of the wall, because there's 2 layers of walls, and a third row of infantry behind the wall. So I'm going to aim at that point in the center. Okay, now for some reason it killed the character that was shooting. I think the backblast too close to the wall caused it. And, okay, what happened here? We got the impact, fragmented, and went out of here. So this is just the fragments. Now notice what happened to everybody else. Like, there was 3 rows of people. Like, 1 row was standing here, second one here, third one here. Now everybody's dead. So it appears there's a substantial explosive charge in the warhead, which is extremely dangerous for infantry in a pretty big area. Okay, and I'm going to repeat a test with a normal warhead, 70mm. Now my character didn't get hurt from the backblast. Or perhaps it's a bug in the system of the weapon. Okay, so second impact up here. Okay, similar fragment pattern. And you see a lot more characters survive the impact. I set them up in the same positions as before, similar positions.